What's going on, guys? Dorko back again. I hope you're fantastic today. And today I'm with the wonderful Razbowski.
Hey everyone, Razbowski here, and oh man, Scott has really teased us with one hell of a sexy Five Nights at Freddy's image this week, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's completely surprised me and Raz and a lot of people as well. I did not expect this at all, to be honest. I did not expect there to be another similar animatronic, just like the Freddy teaser last week. But this time, we believe that it's actually Bonnie.
Yeah, it has to be Bonnie. Look, just looking at his head, from the head to the overall shape of it, and then you've got the bunny ears. You've got the cute little bunny ears on the top of his head, and it is just 100% Bonnie. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, especially the shade of colour as well. It's purpley, it's like a dark purpley mixed with a blue colour, just like all the other Bonnies from the games. It's definitely a different animatronic. Can't be Freddy, 100%. Especially the ears as well. It just completely proves that this is not Freddy. This is Bonnie, a brand new animatronic for Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And this video is just going to be about stuff you might have missed, some little details from the teaser picture, what you might have missed, and me and Raz are going to discuss those.
Yes, he has hidden so many extra things into these images, little tiny details that you may or may not have missed, but we're going to discuss each and every single one of them because they're just as important as each other. But we'll just kick it off straight away with "Was It Me?" up in the top left-hand corner. Now, this isn't really a hidden thing, but it's definitely a very important statement because we both think it's to do with the bite of 1987.
Definitely. As from the other teasers as well, there's been lots of hints about 1987, and we always thought, oh, is this about the bite of 87, or is this when it's going to be set? But because of this, was it me? It definitely feels like Scott's trying to tell us, like, these new animatronics, what we've seen now, have definitely something to do with the bite of 87. The sharp teeth are a massive hint. But it just seems to me that he's trying to tease us with it. Like, who is it? Who caused the bite? Was it this Bonnie, or was it that Freddy? Or maybe in the future we might see that there's other animatronics similar to this, and was it those either?
Yeah, he's turned it into a big whodunit mystery. He's seen all the theories that everybody comes up with on YouTube and Reddit and stuff, so he's probably sitting there laughing to himself thinking, well, I'm going to make this a little bit more complicated for you. So is it Freddy? Everybody was saying it was Freddy last week because of the big teeth on that guy, and now we've got Nightmare Bonnie coming into the mix as well. So next week, are we going to get maybe Foxy or Chica adding it in there? Yeah. But also linking it to 1987 is, if you have a look at the page source info on scottgames.com, he has reinstituted. He's put the 8s and the 7s back into the source code, which again is hinting to 1987.
Definitely. One thing you might have missed as well, I mentioned it in a video earlier. I've spoke to Raz about it, and he seems to find this interesting. Because Was It Me? It seems very similar to It's Me. If you remember back in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, we got the hallucination saying, it's me, it's me. And the interesting thing I thought about that is when you get the it's me hallucinations, the things what you see are both Freddy and Bonnie. So maybe this is something to do with that.
Yeah, definitely. He likes putting all these questions into the game, and I think finally in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 we're going to be getting this, and he's definitely hinting towards a timeline and what he's going to be solving in the games, which is fantastic because it's the final game, it's the final chapter, and he wants to finish it the way he sees fit, and he has envisaged before he hands it over to the Warner Brothers to do their shit.
Definitely. Next thing, what you might have not noticed, but definitely on this picture, folks, is that this animatronic has 5 fingers. Now, there was a lot of arguments. I saw loads of arguments on I don't know whether it was the same for you, Raz, but people who were saying, no, it's 4 fingers, no, it's 5 fingers. But we can clearly see now, folks, that these animatronics do both have 5 fingers.
Which is very interesting because what me and Dorko speculated about last week was, with Nightmare Freddy, we hinted, was this Spring Freddy because of the 5 fingers? Because you'll know that the rest of the animatronics only have 4. 5, so somebody could fit their hand inside. So, were these suits meant to be worn? Were they meant to be worn, or are they just designed very, very similarly to the Spring animatronics? Maybe these were earlier versions than the ones we know and love, and that's why they had 5 fingers before they changed them to be less human, and because of all the maybe the negative press to do with the older animatronics, with all the murders and stuff.
Yeah, the thing what bugs me about this is that this is definitely not Springtrap. Definitely. It's completely not. Here's a comparison between the two. You can clearly see that these are not the same. Different colours, different mouth sizes, different, you know, everything is completely different. So it's definitely not Springtrap. But the thing what gets to me now, though, is that we always thought that it was Spring Bonnie was Springtrap. But if this guy has 5 fingers too, it's kind of like confusing. So what Raz said, these might be like previous wearable costumes before Springtrap as well. Or, again, the sister locations. There could have been more than 2 spring costumes. And in the sister location, they had these guys.
Yeah, but I think the sister location is definitely going to play a big role in this game, and maybe I think these animatronics must have been there, because where the hell else have they been?
I know, exactly.
And the next thing that we're going to be talking about is if you highlight the image, you highlight it enough, you get a couple of extra things. The first one is you have got some scrawled writing over the top of the image. Now, if you go ahead and highlight this, and thank you everybody that has sent in images of your highlighted work, you've done a much better job than I have. What this scrawled writing actually says, and it comes up Nightmare, once again, just like we had in the first teaser image with Freddy.
Yeah, exactly. Special shout out to Jono, the guy who made One Night of Flumpties. He did an incredible job to show that it shows that it's definitely Nightmare. It's kind of weird how he's put Nightmare again, but it just shows that it's Nightmare is very, very important in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. If it was just about Freddy, he wouldn't have put it in this one. But you can clearly see, folks, that Nightmare is going to play a massive role in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, and I think that's where everybody's getting the nicknames for them at the moment until we have an official canon name for them. We're going to be calling them Nightmare Freddy and Nightmare Bonnie.
Yeah.
And it just fits them perfectly. I mean, just look at them. You're not going to be calling them Sunny Day Bonnie or Let's Go to Church on Sunday Freddy, are you? They're just absolutely scary monsters.
Yeah, and you know, probably in the next teaser as well, we'll learn more about Nightmare and the trailer as well. I can't freaking wait for the trailer to see what all these animatronics are about and where Nightmare takes place too.
Yep.
The next thing we want to talk about, guys, some little details what you might have missed. I'm going to talk about the eye. Now, if you've noticed, folks, that one of the eyes is missing on the right eye. Even when you brighten it up, you can't see the eye. Here's a much more clearer image, which Just Plain Quirky sent me on Reddit. You did an awesome job, man. He did the same for the Freddy one before as well. He's really good at doing this. I don't know how he does it. I'm not a computer wizard, but his eye's missing. And there seems to be on the other eye as well, like a purple glow. Now, we don't know whether it's to do with the lighting and the effects what Scott's used, but it's a really cool thing how there's a purple light inside of him, what supposedly is, and it may be to do with the Purple Man, maybe something to do with something like that. But like, it's just a small detail, folks. It's kind of like Mangle in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Mangle had its eye missing, and it's just to show that Bonnie has his eye missing as well. So
it just shows that this isn't a new animatronic.
Yeah,
this is one that's been around for ages. It's in a state of disrepair, and it is just worn out. And the easiest way to show that is one of its eyes missing.
Yeah.
But the fact that Scott's got the light on behind where the eye should be means that it's alive, it's up and running.
Yeah.
And you can see that clearly with the other eye, because the other eye is pointed directly at you. It's looking directly at the camera or you or whoever is viewing this image at the time, because the head's slightly off to the side, so the eye's in quite an unnatural position. So he's definitely looking at you. But to further on the point Dawko was saying about the purple behind the eye, is if you have a look at the ear, Bonnie's right ear, the left ear as you're looking at it, is actually purple, or it appears to be purple up the top. Now, we know Bonnie is a darker purpley blue sort of colour, but what Dawko said to me off recording was, if you have a look back to one of the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 games, you'll remember back to a very purple version of Bonnie.
Yeah, and you can see the similarities, folks. Here's a comparison. You can clearly see that these are actually a really, really similar colour. So, you never know, maybe this Five Nights at Freddy's 3 mini-game of the Bonnie, we've never seen that colour of it before, because the thing is, we see Shadow Bonnie in the other mini-game as well, and it's completely black, you know? So why hasn't he used Shadow Bonnie as like this in the other mini game? Why has he made him this specific colour? And it's very similar to the top left of the ear when you see the lighting of it. So is this to do with the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 mini game, Shadow Bonnie?
Because I think you could be on something there, because the Bonnie in that game is horrific, it's scary, it's glitchy, there's something not right about it, there's something nightmarish in form. I mean, it can just glitch through walls, it doesn't walk normally, it sort of levitates and reassembles, it's almost like teleporting, it sort of displaces its particles and reappears in another position. So I think Scott was perhaps hinting something there, and maybe we'll see more of that version of Bonnie in some mini games in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, what I wanted to say as well is, like you said, it's glitching all over the place. It's like it doesn't belong there. It feels like it's been planted there. So let's say, for example, that this was an old suit and someone's tampered with it to make it like this. It shows that, it doesn't belong. It's not supposed to be like that. So, yeah, it's really interesting to see how Scott possibly knew about what he's going to do in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 while doing Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
That's crazy. And I think we've got the teeth to talk about on this guy.
Yes, you can do that because you found that out.
There was, just comparing, I was just having a look at the teeth. I was just flicking backwards between the two teaser images we've got. They'll both be on the screen just now. But if you have a look at Freddy's teeth, they are sort of more cone-like. They're more one solid shape. I know we don't really have a clear image of Freddy's teeth, but they all seem to be fairly similar lengths in size, but they all seem to be a solid cone. Whereas with Bonnie here, Nightmare Bonnie, they're actually hooked back like shark teeth. They look like they're even deadlier weapons than Freddy's before. They look like when they tear into flesh, that is really going to cause some damage. Because of the way they're angled, it will dig into the flesh and sort of scoop a chunk out. It's just the way that they're sort of designed. They're almost like shark teeth in the way that they've got the two layers as well. I just thought that was a very interesting point, and maybe Nightmare Bonnie is slightly in the race to the Bite of 87 culprit.
Yeah, because the thing is, the Was It Me thing or anything to do with the bite wasn't really hinted in the Freddy one, was it? No. Why would he put Was It Me just for Bonnie and not about Freddy? Probably just to tease us, you know.
Yeah.
I certainly do believe that during Five Nights at Freddy's 4 there's going to be like teases on who it is, and at the end of the game we finally know who caused the bite, like possibly like an investigation, just like Five Nights at Freddy's 3, how we had to do things to uncover the story. I definitely think that it's going to be like that in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
I think so. I think you can get away with doing it that way. So solving loads of different mini games, maybe going back, adding replayability to the game and stuff to find out all the secrets. I think that's perfectly valid. Whether it's canon or not doesn't really bother me. I just want to find out who has caused the Bite of 87.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we've had a really good talk, guys. Those are the things what we think, what you might have missed. If you didn't realise any of these specific details what we've said, please leave a like. And if we've missed something what you guys have noticed in this teaser, please let us know in the comments down below.
Yes, and if you enjoyed today's video, then please hit that like button. It really is appreciated. And if you're coming from my channel, please go and check out Dawko's channel as well, because you know by now he does fantastic videos.
Same thing to Raz, guys. An awesome guy. Lots of theories, lots of Let's Plays. He's downright awesome. So, really hope you enjoyed it, guys. From me and Raz, we'll see you all next time.
Love ya.